Welcome back, listeners. My name is Larry Kallevig, founder and CEO of the Haven Financial Group. And if you're just tuning in, you are listening to the Haven Financial Group radio show, where weekly we discuss crucial retirement and financial topics that really can make the difference between surviving retirement in those golden years and thriving through it. So if you're looking for more information on any of these retirement topics, or I like to say retirement puzzle pieces, that really can transform your financial future, please give us a call, 612-504-8400. Anytime. Come on in and visit with us. Visit us online at havenfinancialgroup.com. Check out all the educational classes. You're invited, materials provided, and that's really where it starts. It really does. So I hope people take advantage of it, because every week we have people that call and say, I heard you on the radio. Something resonated, and we really want to start a discussion. And we certainly appreciate it. And we're very blessed to be here 11 years and continuing to grow.
We've been talking about a healthy retirement, and we've talked about it in a number of ways. We're talking about health when it comes to obviously your physical health, and then your financial health as well. Your financial health, I think, can help with your physical health in many cases, because it relieves a lot of stress. It allows you to do the things that you'd always hoped that you could do. So when it comes to retirement and your healthy finances, how do you go about it? Larry and his team sit down with everyone that comes through the door and helps them put together a great plan that makes sure that you have predictable income, and that you are covered, when it comes to your taxes, and when it comes to your investments and your insurance, and your talking about family, you're planning for future generations. They can help you with all of that. But Larry, it really does start when it comes to retirement with talking to people about how they can have a steady income that's predictable, that makes them sleep at night, knowing that that's coming in.
Yeah, I will tell you this. Our process simply is, when we sit down first it's a discovery meeting. From there, it can go into a strategy meeting, into an implementation process, and then monitoring and adjusting. That's 4 phases that we really go through in a whatever time frame is necessary. We're not in any rush. We want people to be comfortable. But you said it, income. We call it frequently mailbox money. What are those sources? What are those sources of income for retirement? Will you be one of the blessed that have a pension? Many that are listening, and myself included, will not have a pension. So how do I build my own pension? We help people do that. What will Social Security be? It's why we teach a lot of Social Security and tax classes. Social Security is the number one income stream for retired Americans. It's a big number. It should be an educated decision when you turn it on. So what are those income sources? And then what additional monthly income do you need, if any, to supplement those other sources? What is that? Do you want guaranteed income or variable income? I think we know the answer to that. How do we accomplish that? That's what we'd like to see, because we want to satisfy the income for the things that we need: transportation, health, a house over our head. But then we also want to do the things we want to do: the country club, fishing, golfing, traveling, oftentimes early on in retirement, those go-go years, for sure. We want the income to be to provide for the necessities and the things we want to do. As long as the income's coming in, guaranteed for the rest of your life, you're probably going to be in good shape, because I think we've done a disservice in the industry. We've made it about, do I need $1 million? Do I need 3 million, 500? What is the number? It's really not about the number, because I can think of a couple that was in this past week. Retired teachers, both with pensions, Social Security, not a big retirement nest egg. They're as happy as can be. They're doing exactly what they want. Why is that? Because mailbox money is coming in, enough of it to satisfy the things that they want to do and need to do. They're happy. And we have those that have a high net worth that probably risk running out of money if there's not some changes to their spending. So Sure. It's not a number. It really isn't a number. It's about, okay, what's my situation? What's the income? And at the end of the day, we can that's part of our planning process, because that's extremely important to identify.
Yeah. You named it right off the bat there. You said that, you identify what what the sources are. So you said it. Some of those sources might be a pension if you're lucky enough to have one. Fewer and fewer people have that at this stage of the game. Social Security, certainly. But you want to be very strategic about when you draw that. And you certainly, would probably rather not depend on that as being your sole income. But then there's retirement funds that you may have and annuities. Talk a little bit about both of those and how you implement those into that mailbox money.
Well, if more income is needed, and then we can look at an annuity, and I'm not going to, there's all the different types that can offer a
Sure.
guaranteed lifetime income.
Hmm.
But we want to diagnose the problem. Is there an income problem? Is there a tax problem? Okay, I think of it, it's fresh in my mind because this very last week, I had a gentleman, he came out to one of our classes. He came in and visited in the discovery meeting with Isabella. Yeah, he then wanted to meet with me regarding some continued deeper financial planning, retirement planning. And so I sat down with him. We sat down. He provided all the statements. He goes, I really want you to kind of look high level over everything. And first of all, when he sent over everything, I've been in this industry a long time. I noticed he had 5 income annuities. I've never heard of
Mm.
this company. I've been doing this 20 some years. I've never heard of this company. I had to Google him. Um, and then I looked at his financial picture and his situation, and I'm like, retired engineer, lives in Lakeville, doesn't have any debt, no mortgage, all the things that are really positive in retirement. Okay. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to sit down with him and I'm going to ask him questions because I'm having a hard time understanding who he's working with and why they did what they did because it makes no sense whatsoever.
Right.
And he was very candid with me at first, and he shared the same sentiment. And I'm like, I have nothing against anybody, any company, people, but I can't figure out. I've never heard of this company. I said, you have a tax problem. He goes, I've been telling my person that for a long time. I tell her that, in this case, it's her, it doesn't make a difference, that shouldn't I be more worried about taxes when I get to required minimum distribution because he's got a lot of pre-tax money?
Right.
And she has me in all these income annuities, which made no sense. Shouldn't I be doing Roth conversions? And he goes, all she wanted to do was look at the screen and say, well, yeah, but it doesn't matter. Just pay the taxes and look how much money you're going to have when you're still 90. He goes, it just didn't sit right with me. And I'm like, I can't make any sense out of that whatsoever. I said, you're going to have an income problem, okay, which great American problem, an income
Right.
problem, not a problem, but it can lead to more tax problems or
Hmm.
tax burdens. So I don't, it hurts when I see people getting misdiagnosed.
Hmm.
Here's where the wrong annuity was used. Way too much was put into an annuity. He goes, that's what I thought too. So when you go to the doctor, you want to get diagnosed right from the beginning, right? Well, this
Right.
diagnosis was completely off. It wasn't in his best interest. Again, we can fix the problem, but he wasted and paid a lot of extra fees for the last 3 years. And here's an he goes, and he's an engineer. He goes, I'm investments was really not my thing. He goes, if you talk to me about like science and all this stuff, and I'm like, I said to him, I said, you and I are polar opposites of each other
Yeah.
because what you just said, I can't even fathom, and you can't understand this, and I can. So we all should have our own swim lane, our own lane. I always
Absolutely.
say I don't study to be the pilot when I get on the plane. I let the pilot do the flying. Maybe if you're listening today and you don't know exactly where you're at or what you're doing, maybe it's because you don't have a partner that you can lean on to help explain things and really give you the time you deserve. And I
Hmm.
just see so many people, Kim, that are not getting the time. They're paying too much, and they don't even know where to turn. We'd love that opportunity to visit with you.
Well, and just a quick reminder of what you said about this gentleman, and that's that his person was saying this is what's best for you, but he had a gut feeling it wasn't. So, most of the time we all need to go with our gut. Whether it's in our lane or not, we know if we feel good about something versus feeling uneasy. And it sounds like he was feeling uneasy. And the folks there at Haven Financial Group are going to work hard to make sure that he's feeling easier. And feeling easy is what it's all about in retirement. the healthy part of it, this is where if you feel better, then you're going to be performing better. It means you're going to be spending less money in those areas that you don't want to spend it, and you're going to spend it where you want to. And it's all one big ball of happiness in retirement if you can get it set up the way that it needs to be set up. Call the folks there at Haven Financial Group if you're looking for a partner who can help you set up a healthy and a fun and a happy retirement. It's 612-504-8400. Tell them you heard us here on the radio. 612-504-8400 is how you reach the folks there at Haven Financial Group. Happy and healthy, right?
That's right. Kim, always good to be with you. If we can help anybody, we'd be honored to do so, but it starts with a simple conversation. It doesn't cost you a thing. And at the end of the day, if you got more information, maybe that in itself is enough, but we'd love to hear from you. 612-504-8400. Kim, have a great week. We look forward to you next week.